What's good with y'all? I hope y'all having a blessed day. It's about to go to nighttime. The sun is setting right now, so whatever time you feel me you're watching this video, I hope you have a blessed day, a blessed morning, blessed whatever, and go change the world, or go be the best you that you could possibly be. But I've been feeling like a calling from God to make a video about my first year, what's it called, out of high school, my first year into the real world, and like just tell my story and tell what I went, not what I mean, what I went through and what I had to overcome, and how I feel high school did not prepare me for the real world, in a sense. And I just want to give advice to the up and coming class that's graduating. I know some the class of 2025 in some states, people already graduated and boom, boom, but my high school kids didn't graduate. So like, wherever you are, if you're part of class of 2025 or whoever, whatever time you're watching this video, it could be 30, 25, you feel me, you're watching this video. Hopefully I'm able to give you advice, and hopefully you're able to skip through some of the challenges and obstacles that I went through, and you're able to, be able to enjoy your first year out of high school and be prepared for it, you know what I mean? I'm filming this video using hella things to prop it up because I don't got no tripod. I got a big ass chair with a trash can, with a speaker. Oh, hold up. With a speaker on top of a portable charger, then the phone, then the water bottle in back of the phone so the phone does not fall, just so I can give y'all free game. You feel me? If I don't love y'all, shoot, I don't know what love is then. Nah, I'm trolling. But on some real, I hope this video is able to, I pray to God, that this video is able to connect with the right people, the people that is kind of fearful, scared of what the future holds out of high school, who, is kind of lost the year out of high school, or, whatever you're going through your first year out of high school. Hopefully on this video is able to, give you advice. I'm able to help you, able to inspire you, and, to let you know that you're not the only person that's going through that problem, and there's other people, just, I'm here to help type shit. And down over here, just know that I'm reading some of my notes, What were your expectations of life after high school? Personally, I didn't really start thinking about life after high school, like really until like my second semester, like 2 months in to second semester. That's when I really started thinking like, dang, I'm going to college next year. This high school, I'm not going back to high school no more, you know what I mean? Like in the past, I would always think about like life after high school, but like I always knew that I'm coming back to school next year, you know what I mean? I'm a sophomore, but I'm thinking about life, but I'm gonna be a junior next year. I'm gonna be a senior. And then when it became a senior, it was like, dang, no more high school. I'm going into the real world. I'm going to college. This is like, whoa. So that's when like it started to hit me, like the stress, all that, 'cause man, it was crazy. But I just, I didn't really know what life was gonna be. I was just the type of dude to let life play out. Whatever comes to me, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know what I mean? So like my expectations of life was just gonna be like, it was sunshine and rainbows. It's gonna be all perfect, no trouble. And hey, it went, I was thinking this way, it went, it was going crazy. But yeah, I personally believe that high school did not prepare me for the real world at all. I say that because in a way, you know what I mean, I'm not saying that we don't need high school. I feel like everybody, needs high school to get that basic information, the basic knowledge that we need and stuff like that. But when I, became a young adult and summer was over, that senior summer was over, and it became time to go to college, it became time to be in the real world, I'm like, all that stuff I learned, y equals mx plus b, the slope, whatever they call that stuff, the range and all that. Hey, shout out my 11th grade math teacher, Miss Flores, bro. She taught me all that stuff, bro, the slope and all that. But like, I realized none of that stuff helped me in the real world. Like, I'm not saying, like, let's say you go to college and you actually want to become a doctor and something that, you know what I mean, that requires college and, you know what I mean, high school and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's cool. But, like, being a human being in the real world, it did not prepare me. I was kind of lost. I was kind of like, oh, damn, bro. I felt like a baby in the new world. Not like where people are just like spoiling me and all that kind of stuff. I just felt like a baby in the whole world, if you know what I mean, like the whole globe. And I felt like a little kid restarting my life all over again. I kind of felt like how I kind of view the situation, all the lessons and the experiences and the traumas and what I learned in the education wise and what I went through in high school throughout those 4 years, all that, you know what I mean, was put into me, and I was thrown out to the real world with all that knowledge and all that stuff to go out live. That's how I personally felt. And I didn't have like no direction. So I was kind of teaching myself how to go through the real world by myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to fail a couple times. I went through a couple stuff in my life where I was like, in college and life, I was like, damn, I hit rock bottom. I'm not gonna lie, that's a different story I'm gonna tell, but I hit rock bottom in my life, and I was like, dang, I don't know what my life is doing. I don't know who I become. And I'm like looking back at the high school part, like, dang, I don't know what, like, it didn't help me at all. So I'm just trying to make this video to like help people who probably gonna be in a situation that I was in, who became lost, who didn't know what their life was gonna be, who, you know what I mean, just needed help, just needed advice, just needed somebody that could give them knowledge to, you know what I mean, have direction in the right place when, you know what I mean, their first year out of high school. And that's why I'm making this video. To add to that, I'm kind of thinking in my mind, like, how did high school prepare me for the real world? And I'm kind of like, dang, I don't know. And that's okay. I feel like over time, as I get older, you feel me, by God's grace, I'm able to, you know what I mean, look back and I could put the pieces together and be like, okay, I can see how high school, but like, you know, high school helped me out in the real world. But right now, I personally feel like high school didn't help me at all. I mean, not at all. I guess some stuff high school did help me, but for being a human being and actually living in this real world, I don't believe high school prepared me. And that's okay. What were your biggest challenges you faced in your first year out of high school? I've kind of faced a couple challenges, a lot of challenges, you know what I mean? Some of y'all don't know, some of y'all do know, I play college football. And I had went to, out of high school, I had went to Illinois, a school out in Illinois called Illinois College, a D3, to go play football. And that summer, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean, I didn't really put that much work in. I put in work, but I didn't really put that much work in. Went out there, you know what I mean, the football program was, you know what I mean, it wasn't the best program in the world, but it was a good program. But, you know what I mean, I didn't take no visit out of high school. I didn't see, you know what I mean, how they ran their program or anything like that. I just went on you know what I mean, I just went like that. And football wise, it wasn't a good fit for me. Everything, you know what I mean, how I expected everything go, it did not. So I kind of became depressed. I hit rock bottom, and you know what I mean, I lost who I was for a second. I lost who I knew Michael Manstrate to be. So became depressed, became lonely. I didn't love myself. I didn't like myself. You know what I mean? I gained hella weight. The most weight, I was like 217 at my highest, probably 220 at my highest, you know what I mean? Just lost who I was. And I came in contact with the right group of people. God blessed me. God connected me. This is a whole different story I'm gonna tell, you know what I mean? I'm just giving like a little summary of it. And came back home, transfer schools to COC, just putting a lot of work, you know what I mean? So that's a challenge I had to face. I lost myself, and many people lose themselves, you know what I mean? Many people, we're so used to a system, you know what I mean? They put us in a system for 4 years of our life, and when they're out, they don't teach us like how life is gonna be Damn. Damn. That's why high school did not prepare me for the real world. Because they put us in a system for 4 years of our life, and we're in that system. That bell, ding, next period, ding, next period. That's teaching us to train to. Dang, hold up. I got so much thinking in my brain right now. Hold up. They put us in that system for 4 years, and all that system is teaching us to be in a system, the prison system, and to the 9 to 5 system, not to do nothing with our life system. Dang. Whoa. Dang, hey, that just hit me right now. They put us in that system, and they expect us to just like be able to flourish all beautifully and all, you know what I mean, everything rainbows and candy and all that, when it's not really like that. So when I got into the real world, I was like, whoa. And you know what I mean? Another challenge I had, I didn't really have family support. I didn't really have family love. I didn't really have the support from friends, family, or anybody like that. You know what I mean? So I was kind of on this journey by myself when I was out there. So going through all that kind of stuff and pushing through that, I was like, oh man. I look back at it, I'm like, dang, that Michael he was strong for going through all that stuff, you know what I mean, that he'd been through, and keep pushing it with a smile on his face. That's a whole different story for another time, but whoa. Another challenge, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm not gonna lie, I had a crazy first year out of high school, you know what I mean? I hit my rock bottom, then I pushed through that rock bottom, through adversity, through hardship, man, it's crazy, you know what I mean? I feel like, but growing up, I feel like I've always been that type of person, just to push through the problems, and you know what I mean? I didn't really have people to talk to growing up, you know what I mean, and really express my emotions to, so everything I kind of learned, you know what I mean, is through experience. I feel like experience is learning from your lessons, learning from your losses that you turn into lessons, learning from them to grow as a person. That's what I've been doing, you know what I mean? Man, first year out of high school, man. Yeah, going from being in a whole different state and then coming back, feeling lost, going on a self-growth journey, learning who Michael Manstray really is, man. And that's just in high school. That's just my first year in, you know what I mean, college. I've been through hella stuff, you know what I mean, not growing up with a father, in high school and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, that's all stories that I'm gonna tell, you know what I mean, soon. And I just wanna let you know that, you know, your first year of high school is not gonna be easy. You're gonna go through some hardships. Sometimes it may not be your first year, probably maybe your second year, third year, fourth year. You never know. You may be at your highest right now, then later, you know what I mean, your second year is like, dang, then you go through this. But you know, I happen to go through this right now, so I've been feeling the calling from God to express my story, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not saying that I'm better than nobody. I mean, better than you know what I mean, everybody, or I'm a higher person because of, you know what I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help somebody who's going to, you know what I mean, who feels like they're in my shoe right now, or they have been in my shoe, and you know what I mean, they want to teach somebody in the comments or whoever. So that's what I'm here to do. But yeah, feel like your first year of high school, you're not gonna have everything set. My mom, I love my mom. That's my lady, you know what I mean? I always love my mom, no matter what we've been through, no matter what it is. I always love my mom. That's my dog, right? But she's the type of lady, I don't know, I never kind of understood this mindset where like they feel like right after you graduate high school you should be set. Me personally, I don't feel like that's like common sense. My mom was the type of lady to be like, when you're 18, you're gonna be all on I'm not gonna be helping you. You're gonna have to get a job. I'm not tripping off the job. You have to get a job and boom, boom. I'm like, okay, that's smooth. Then talking about other 18-year-olds have houses. Other 18-year-olds are all settled. Other 18-year-olds know what they want to do in life. I'm like, that's cool for them, but that's not me. My name is Michael Mansray. I gotta focus on me and my journey, you know what I mean? So you're gonna have people in your own circle that's, you know what I mean, like, my advice for that is just have faith in God and keep pushing, keep praying, keep believing in yourself. If you got a goal and dream, no matter what that goal and dream is, and you have people that you're telling and in your circle and they ain't supporting it, guess what? That's perfectly fine. God didn't give them that vision in their brain to, you know what I mean, understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean, I stressed with this. I'm not going high school. Even now with my own family sometimes, I had stress with this. Trying to have people understand the vision that God gave me. Just trying to have, you know what I mean, the vision that God gave me, I was trying to have people understand that and stress out when people did not understand that. And I look back now, the reason why I was stressing out was because God didn't give them that vision. God gave me that vision. So of course people ain't gonna understand what you want to do. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna have that vision that you want, that you have. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta be quiet, work in silence, and do what you gotta do and let your results speak for themselves. I promise you that's gonna work. Another advice I like to give is play dumb, bruh. We gotta learn. Playing dumb is the best. Hold up. Playing dumb is the best tool that you could have in your bag. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many situations in my life where I play dumb. You know what I mean? You don't always gotta be the smartest in the room. Sometimes it's okay to be the dumbest to learn from the other. You know what I mean? From others and boom, boom. But playing dumb, right? Sometimes it's okay to play dumb, act like you don't know what's going on, but you have full knowledge. All my life, you know what I mean, in high school, I was part of like a fan group. They always thought I was dumb. They always thought I was not smart. They always try to belittle me, not knowing that I had full knowledge, you feel me, of everything going on, right? So in certain situations, they were like, whoa, Michael, how you doing this? Now, I'm not dumb, I'm smart. I have full knowledge of what's going on. I just choose to play dumb, act like I don't know what's going on, but I'm very smart. Playing dumb will take you to many places. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna bring many opportunities to you. There's so many opportunities that I have brought to myself because of me playing dumb, me not trying to be the smartest in the room, me being okay, me accepting the fact that I'm not the smartest in the room and surrounding myself with smart people, connecting myself with the right people so that I'm able to flourish and, you know what I mean, shine bright. Listen to what I'm saying, peep the game. I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying. The next topic is find your path. What steps did you take to find your passion or career path? That question, I'm gonna kind of sidetrack from that. If you don't know what you want to do and you just graduated high school and your family or anybody is trying to put pressure on you to, you know what I mean, try to do something, guess what? You're perfectly fine. You don't need to know what you want to do automatically straight out of high school, you know what I mean? Growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be in the NBA. You know, I wanted to play basketball. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna, you know what I mean? I thought I was gonna do my stuff. I thought I was gonna grow to 6'6", cooking up everybody in the league, dunking on everybody's head. But guess what? God had other plans for me. I'm 5'9". You know, you know, bless me with my 5'9" height. You know what I mean? Can't go wrong though. But I always wanted to play in the NBA and that, you know what I mean? But growing up, my mom was the type of mom to be like, what else though? What else are you gonna do? A plan B. You know what I mean? That ever since a little kid, I never wanted to have a second option. I always had one. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Life happened, stuff, all other stories I'm gonna tell, you know what I mean, throughout my life. While my mom, you know what I mean, she'll always do that. Talk about what's the second option? What else? Like, Mom, this is what I want to do. Even after, you know, even when I was, you know what I mean, looking for schools to go to play football and, you know, my degree, I didn't know, you know what I mean, my first semester in college, I didn't know what I wanted to study. I did sports management, a BS one, you know what I mean, BS major. My mom was like, do nursing, do this, be a doctor, be the first doctor, da, 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 da. But that's not what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying don't listen to your family, don't listen to your mom, don't listen to, you know what I mean, good advice. But You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to think about yourself and listen to what you want to do. Sometimes you got to do what makes you happy. Sometimes you got to do what brings you peace. Sometimes you got to do what you actually want to do and stop thinking about others. Because if you always think about others and what others want for you, you're going to be living someone else's life and not yours. And I feel like you came into this world to live your life. You're in your body and you should live your life. You know, I made a video, you know what I mean? It's on my story talking about like my homie comparing himself to another person and comparing, you know what I mean? Boom, boom. You're not somebody else. You're you. So focus on you and focus on what makes you happy. It's okay not to have everything all figured out. You know what I mean? You may look on social media and you may see some people be like, oh my gosh, living their best lives, or boom, boom, going traveling the world and da-da-da, showing off money. But guess what? That's all fake. Social media is not real. I bet that person still has the same feelings that you have. They go through same anger, sadness, feelings. Social media is fake. Social media just glorifies the good stuff that happens in life, not the bad stuff. Why would somebody want to show you all the bad stuff that they're going through in life? You know what I mean? So don't compare yourself to other people. Focus on you. Focus on what makes you happy. And it's okay not to have everything figured out at this moment. You're only, you know what I mean? You're only 18, 19, 20, you feel me? You still have your whole life ahead of you to grow. Even if you're older watching this video, you still have life to grow. So it's okay not to have everything figured out, but you know what I mean? It's not okay to understand that you don't have everything figured out and just fuck up your life and do some stupid ass shit, and then boom, what life do you have now? You're probably dead or in jail, not doing anything with that shit. You feel me? Hey, it is dark. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of dark, but I ain't trying to hold the computer, so y'all gonna have to just listen to the voice, you feel me? I done been told a couple times by some people that, Michael, you got a nice voice. I said, oh! See, I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much, bro. Let me just talk. I'm doing too much, bro. Advice for the new graduates. For the class of 2025 or for the class of 2024, if you know what I mean, or any class that's seeing this later on in life, you know what I mean? Advice I'll give you, I kind of gave some advice already. Watch who you call your friends. Not everybody in the world is your friend. I promise you this. Not everybody in this world is your friend. I had to learn that the hard way, you know what I mean? I had to learn that, you know what I mean, just recently too, even out of high school. I'll tell y'all a couple stories. Part of a friend group, you know what I mean? Part of a friend group. And that friend group was, you know what I mean, people who I consider my brothers at the time. You know what I mean? I never been part of a friend group where people try to belittle you, try to just preach negativity and wish there's negativity in your life and try to disguise it as a joke. There's no way that you're telling somebody, I wish you fail in life, or you know what I mean, you ain't gonna do shit, or you're not gonna accomplish your dreams and goals as a joke. To me, that's not a joke. That's not how I was raised. That's not boom boom. Or people try to belittle you just in a negative way, not trying to lift you up as a friend group, trying to bring you down. You feel me? You won't have friend groups like that. If you part of a friend group like that, leave. It comes to a point where you're just suffering your mental peace, your happiness, being part of a group of people just belittling you because you don't want to be lonely. It's okay to be lonely, I promise you. Being in that lonely stage, this is free game right here. Being in that lonely stage, you'll get to learn yourself. And when you get to learn yourself, I promise you, the you looking for internal validation, you wouldn't need that no more, because all you have is yourself, and yourself becomes your best friend. Some people are scared to make themselves their best friend because they're scared to get to know who they really are. But the people who are willing to, you know what I mean, get to know who they really are, oh shoot! The people who are not scared to know who they are, I feel like will succeed more. I went on a spiritual growth journey, you know what I mean, when I came back home, and how, you know, how many stuff played out in my life. I had to go on a spiritual growth journey. I was able to learn more about Michael Mansory, learn about why stuff happened in my life, how stuff played out in my life. I had to, you know what I mean, break down my walls understand that in some situations I was the problem. In some situations, you know what I mean, I fucked up. And going on that journey made me know who I really was, and was able to open my mind, open my eyes to see my purpose on this world. And this ain't really gonna help the class in 2025, but for the other classes, I look back, you know what I mean, when I graduated high school, like that last month of high school was probably the best month of high school. I met people that, you know what I mean, I never met or actually took the time to meet, you know what I mean, through my years of high school. So advice I'll give you is sometimes put your pride aside and go meet some people. The people that you think is weird, instead of thinking they're weird, have the chance or opportunity to actually go talk to them. And you feel me, get to know who that person is. Get to know somebody. Go talk to a random person and meet somebody and build a connection. You know what I mean? You don't know. One thing I started doing out of high school is just talking to random strangers. And through me talking to random strangers, I had so much opportunities, so much blessings come my way just by one conversation of like, I like your shoes, or hi, or nice to meet you, I like your hair, or boom, boom, you feel me? So talk to those people in high school, because some of those people you probably may need later on in life. Some of those people could probably be your best friends. When I graduated, like some of my best friends, like now, like good people around me are people who I didn't meet till like a month later in high school. I mean, a month before high school was gonna be over, you know what I mean? And I was able to meet them. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have met you earlier in life, but you know what I mean, that wasn't the plan of God. I feel like it's another plan. Have faith in God. Or at least try to understand, you know what I mean? I feel like God works in a weird way. He tries to have stuff, he puts stuff in, he just, like, it's a whole puzzle piece, bruh. And I feel like if you just have faith in God, trust in him, trust in his plan, and trust in his story, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I was meant to meet those people at that time. But, you know what I mean? If you have the opportunity to meet these people, meet them. Talk to somebody. Enjoy it. I remember when I was in high school, I used to be like, I can't wait for high school to be over. I can't wait for it to be over. Now that I, you know what I mean, now that I'm out of high school, I wish that I could go back to high school, you know what I mean? Go back to just being a teenager, not having to stress about, you know what I mean, what the future holds or what life is gonna, you know what I mean, of just life. But I realized we can never, ever go back to that. I mean, you could, but that's kind of like weird. We can never, ever go back to high school. So just enjoy the moment. Enjoy those, you know what I mean, hard days, stressing over a test, or like enjoy fucking pep rallies and shit like that, because you only get that once in your life, you know what I mean? You're only gonna have the opportunity to go to high school once in your life, so enjoy it. Join the clubs, you know what I mean? I wish I would have joined more clubs. I wish I would have met them and talked to more people. So you don't want to live in, I wish I would have done this. So if you don't want to live that life, go do it. You feel me? So that's another free game I like to give. What else? I personally don't want to give too much advice, you know what I mean? Because I'm the type of dude, I don't like messing up surprises. I feel like, I personally believe that life is like a game, it's like a movie. So like, if I was to give you too much advice, I don't want to ruin your perspective of how life is and how life should play out, you know what I mean? I want you just to, you know what I mean, live life and let your life play out for how it is for yourself, you know what I mean? We all got our own story, we all got our own lives. And just because I'm going on this journey at this moment of my life doesn't mean that you're not in your right place that you're meant to be in. You know what I mean? We all are meant to have our own stories, meant to have our own things. It's all supposed to happen on its own time. So don't rush something that's not meant to be. I want this video to, you know what I mean? I pray that God connects this video with the right group of people that need the help, that need the advice, that you know what I mean, are going on this journey and don't know how to navigate it. Hopefully this video is, you know what I mean, can give you advice and shit like that. So, yeah. And encouragement and positivity, you know what I mean? I wish y'all, class of 2025, nothing but the best on this journey called life. Life is gonna be a confusing roller coaster, but enjoy it, man. Enjoy it to the fullest. Enjoy the good, enjoy the bad, enjoy the bad, enjoy the good, because everything is meant to happen for a reason. You may not understand it right now, but I promise you, give it one more day, you're gonna understand, you're gonna understand, and you're gonna understand. And if you ever need somebody to talk to, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up in the DMs, hit me up in the comments. I'm gonna try my best, you know what I mean, to reply as fast as I can. But I just wanna let you know that there's other people on this journey that's, you know what I mean, that's going through the same thing that you're going through, probably being like scared of what the future holds or how the real world is, or, you know what I mean, just need advice. So don't be scared to talk, and we gonna make a whole community, and we gonna help each other out, and we just gonna push through this thing, you know what I mean? That's the beauty of life. And like I said earlier, I just hope and pray that God, you know what I mean, connects the right people that actually need this. This video is not for everybody. Like I said, we all are going on our own journeys of life. Not everybody's gonna be on the same journey at once. So when it's your time, it's your time, you know what I mean? You'll know when it's your time. You'll feel that feeling in your heart, you'll know. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. So don't rush, don't process. Let life play out. Enjoy it to the fullest. And God loves you, and I love you. And go be the best you that you could possibly be, man. I can't wait to see you. And I can't wait to see your name in shining lights. Everybody screaming your name, you feel me? Because you can and you will do it.